Hello there, friends. It's Ashley here from The Loopy Lamb and theloopylamb.com. And today we are going to be taking a look at Irene Strange's Curious Crochet Creatures. This is a book from David and Charles Publishing. And as you can see, it's an Amigurumi pattern book, and I'm really excited to share my review with you today. So if you're ready to get started, hit that like button and please consider subscribing to my channel. So Irene Strange is a really talented amigurumi designer, and for some time I've followed along in seeing how her work has progressed, and her work is always really gorgeous and really well thought out. So I was really interested in seeing this book and checking out what she had in store for readers. So in this book there are 16 different amigurumi animal patterns, but you're not going to find your standard animals in this book. There's no cats, there's no dogs, bunnies, anything like that. You're going to be finding some really unique animals, and I really loved that about this book, that you're getting more unique and interesting creatures than your standard run-of-the-mill like domestic pets. So the book is broken down into several different sections, and I'll show that to you here. So this is the table of contents, and you can see we've got a preview of some of the projects here. It's broken down into remarkable mammals, surreal sea life, bizarre birds, and irregular reptiles. Now, I'm not sure if you can see it, but I'll quickly cover all the animals that are made in this book. There's an aardvark, echidna, I can never say that properly, a wombat, orangutan, slender loris. Under surreal sea life, there's a pufferfish, blue lobster, narwhal, octopus, and leafy sea dragon. Under bizarre birds and irregular reptiles, we have a cassowary, flamingo, hoopoe, chameleon, crocodile, merry river turtle. And then in the back of the book, we have a series of crochet techniques, assembly techniques, and your standard about the author type of deal. Now, one of the things I really, really, really loved about this book, and it's where I tend to get hung up on where I recommend books for beginners or intermediate, is the information and the tools that are available in the book. So at the beginning of this book, and we've got this really cute little picture here, we've got a how to use this book. We have a section on how to read crochet patterns. I love this because, especially with amigurumi, all of us have a different writing style. So explaining that can really help a maker who is maybe used to another person's style, or just maybe isn't as comfortable with reading amigurumi patterns and understanding the repeats. So I really liked that this section was included. All the patterns are written in the US terminology, but they have a chart here that outlines the US to UK terminology conversions. Then we cover tools and materials. All of the tools and materials used in the book are pretty standard and easy to get your hands on, or easy to substitute if need be. And so this is a picture of all of the remarkable mammals that are in the book. And I just want to show you a few of my favorite animals in the book before I go on, because I just love them. So, and this is the wombat. He's so cute. And while we're on the wombat, I wanted to show that for each of the animals, there's a little fun fact included about the animal, which I thought was a really cute little addition. They each have a little cute little intro, and then in the top corner of every pattern you'll see a difficulty rating. And now you can see that there's 4 different swirls. I wish that had been a little clearer, and I don't know if it was just I needed to have more coffee that day, or even now I'm well caffeinated and I'm still not finding it's clear in what the difficulty levels are for each pattern. As an experienced amigurumi maker, I can look at a pattern and pretty much figure out if it's, beginner, intermediate, or advanced. However, if I'm a newer maker, this could be confusing because they don't use the same colors throughout the whole book. And so in this case, we've got 1 white swirl and 3 pink swirls, and then another pattern they've got maybe they've inverted it where it's dark colors and then light colors down here. So it was just a little confusing. If you've got the book, try the patterns anyways. It's not a huge hang up. Just something that I noticed. The next book, excuse my yarn labels here, but we've got the Slender Loris next. He's so cute. I love this little picture of him on the lamp. And the next two are my absolute favorites. And this is the puffer fish. My husband has asked me at least twice. I know my kids have asked me at least a dozen times for this guy. And so we're probably going to be making the puffer fish in the next few days. And in the back here, we have the octopus. And in my opinion, this is the most impressive pattern in the whole book. It's absolutely gorgeous. The attention to detail in this pattern is incredible. I just really like this pattern. The other thing that I really liked about this book, and it was up near the front, there was a section about gauge. And that's, like I was mentioning, is where I get caught up in the resources that are available for makers. And this book does it really well. They talk about tension. They talk about how to do actual, like a gauge swatch, and how you can kind of, there might be some differences in between your hooks and yarn combinations. And then I liked that it says that for toys, the aim is to create a dense but not stiff fabric with no gaps between the stitches for stuffing to show through. So even if a maker were to, say, experiment with a different yarn, different hook combination, they still understand that the goal of creating that fabric is to make a dense fabric with no holes. And at the beginning of each pattern, they even have a little gauge swatch section to talk about whether tension or gauge is critical to the pattern. But if you want to match the size of the toy, this is how you do it. I love that. I know that a lot of people make amigurumi because they don't want to match gauge, and that's fine. But I think that as designers, we need to include as much information as possible to makers in order to help them find success. And Irene has absolutely done that with this book. I think it's fabulous. And in the back here, they go over all the basic stitches and techniques. And this is another project here in the back. But I think it's just really well done. And there's a lot of things in here that can assist your maker in finding some success. There's a part on sewing pieces together. There's stuffing and closing your piece. And those include some photo tutorials as well. So I would recommend this book probably for intermediate or at least experienced amigurumi makers or an adventurous beginner, because some of the patterns are a little involved, but I really loved this book. It's one of my favorite books that I've reviewed so far this year. And if you're interested in checking it out, I will make sure that there is a link to that in the description box below. So I'd love to know what patterns you're most excited about here. Let me know in the comment section below. And if you've already used this book, please share your experience with the book in the comment section below, so that way other makers in our community can learn from your experience as well. So if you're interested in free crochet patterns, please check out my blog, theloopylamb.com. And if you enjoyed this video and found the review helpful, please hit that like button and consider subscribing to this channel. Thanks so much for watching, friends. Happy hooking, and I'll see you next time.